Hey guys, it's Elisa Ace, a spiritual medium connecting you to your family, friends, and pets in spirit. Welcome back to another video. It's been a while. Life has been crazy. I moved, big move to the mountains, something I've always wanted to do. And so that was quite the process. And then my computer was down for a while. And so that is why the delay in videos, but we're back. And I wanted to start with this one because something amazing happened just a few days ago. So I was doing a Joe Dispenza meditation, and he has you, sit up straight, align the spine or erect the spine, and slow your breathing, become calm. And then immediately he asks you to conjure up an emotion of your choice. And so I chose to conjure the emotion of love. And I decided to do that. And he said you can do that in whichever way you want to. So it was pretty free. I decided to do that by thinking about my dog Basil, my Yorkie Basil, who has been in spirit, crossed over almost 10 years ago, coming up on 10 years. Wow. And so what I did was try to feel him in my heart space and with my eyes closed, and the meditation music is kind of going in the background, but you don't really need music to do it, but it helps in my opinion. And so I started to go back into memories. And there was this thing that I used to do where I would just be sitting on a bed or a couch or whatever, and I would put my knees up in front of me, right? Like the little baby that he was. And I used to like really softly blow on him or just like rub his chest. And I would say like, who's the prettiest boy? He's such a pretty boy. All these little things, right? And I had completely forgotten, which actually made me sad. Going into this memory, the intention of going into this memory to conjure the emotion of pure, unconditional love, the memory started coming back that I had forgotten about all these years. When I used to be super affectionate with him, especially when he was in my knees, laying in the back of my knees, he would do this thing. I don't want to do it because it's so silly, but it was almost like he was a child, like a human child, when I would be, praising him and, giving him kisses and blowing on him and rubbing his chest and stuff. He would do this thing like,
he's a baby now. He's a power Jew. He's a papa now. He's a baby papa.
He loved it. He was eating it up. It was so adorable, kind of like a little kid or a little baby. And I had forgotten about that. And that memory started coming back to me. And of course I started crying. And so it was very successful, me conjuring the emotion of love, just diving deep into these memories, the bond that we had, because he was like my baby. He was my baby. I don't have human children, as most of you know. So he literally was my baby, always will be. And so anyways, finished the meditation, and that night he came to visit me. And not just like a regular dream, and there's absolutely nothing with regular dreams. A regular dream just means you only have a certain level of lucidity while you're asleep. I rigorously practice dream recall, trying to get my dream recall as strong as absolutely possible. And it just continues to get stronger because I practice, because I make it my intention. And since I've had a disciplined breath work routine, my dream recall, first of all, my dreams have gotten even more vivid, more crazy, if you can even believe that, because they're already absolutely nuts. I have several dreams every single night, and some out-of-body experiences mixed in there. And when I wake up, I remember most of them. So I woke up, was doing my dream recall, and it took at least 60 seconds before the memory of me being with him that night, the same night that I did the Joe Dispenza meditation. It took over 60 seconds of me doing dream recall, and I go into detail in my dream video about how to do it, before the memory of me being with him came back. So that's why I tell people in my readings, I say to do at least 60 seconds when you first wake up in the morning, your dream recall practice. But if you can do 2 minutes or even 3 minutes, it's even better. It's so much better, because a lot of times I'll think, okay, so the memory of the dreams will come back in the first 60 seconds. And sometimes I think, okay, well, that must be it. But then I'll say, you know what, let me just wait here another minute or so. And then a ton more will come. And I'll be like, oh my God, thank God I waited another minute. Especially in this case, because it took over a minute before the memory of me being with Basil while out of body that night came back to me. And then I was like, oh my God. And even with me practicing dream recall, I still sometimes have trouble like grasping the whole memory. I'm sure you have the same experience, right? It's just like, it's there and then it goes away and you're like, no, no, no. You're trying to hold on to it, but you can't get the whole thing. So, but there's like a flash that tells you how long. So I had a flash of information that told me that I was with him a long time. I was in a car, I was with him. And it was very similar to what I was seeing in the meditation, the memory of him on my knees and being super affectionate and the kisses and, you know, sweet talking him and all of that. He wasn't on my knees per se, but we were in a car. I picked him up, I put him like, you know, in front of me in my lap kind of thing. And we were doing the same thing. It was that same bonding. And I was with him. It was long. It was like in real time. That's how you know if you're having an out-of-body experience, because it feels like real time. Whereas a dream, it's kind of chaotic. You have no control over it. It's not very vivid. Nothing makes sense. It's like you're watching a movie. But when you're out of body, it's kind of like you're in real time. You could like look around. It's going slow. It feels more real than real life because it actually is more real over there in the spirit world than it is here. This is just a dream world, but that's another video. And so it felt very real. I could not grasp the memory of the entirety of the experience, but it was enough memory to give me that like, oh my God, thank God, like that, just that feeling like, okay, I am with my baby. And so I talk about this in my other pets and spirit videos that I know because of many, many experiences like this with being with my grandma in spirit, being with many of my other pets, them visiting me out of body or in dreams and that kind of thing. They've told me, specifically Lotus, my cat Lotus, which he's also talked about in my other pets and spirit videos. He was one of the ones that showed me the strongest that he's with me all the time, or I should say I'm with him and I'm with my other pets, and we are all with our pets and our people, our family and friends in spirit when we're asleep, whether it's in the dream realm or whether you're, you know, full-blown lucidity out of body, we're with them all the time. We just don't remember because the memory is wiped. And so that's why in my readings, when the pet or person, but if the pet tells me to tell my client, tell her, you know, we're together when she's dreaming. And sometimes my client will say, no, I didn't get a dream visitation and I don't remember my dreams. And I'm like, oh, it makes me so sad because I know for a fact that my client is with her pets in spirit when she's asleep or out of body. She just can't remember it. And there are many things that can cause us to not be able to remember our dreams, prescription medications, chronic stress, insomnia. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I'm saying? Like you light it with a lighter, and alcohol, like so many things. Like very, very poor diet can definitely affect your dream recall. However, intention is really, really, really powerful. Intention is everything in this universe. I've said it, I'll say it again. And so, so yeah, just me setting that, you know, kind of intention to conjure the memory and the emotion of love, just that intention, without even the specific intention of wanting a visit with him that night. I just wanted to, in the moment while I'm awake in the meditation, to be with him in my heart space, which is very real. I've talked about this in other videos. You think it's not real. You know, some people say, well, isn't that just me thinking about them? That's not me being with them. It is though, because first of all, there's a good chance they're already there because they choose to be with us a lot. And even if they were fully not there, say they were busy in the spirit world, they are alerted when we think about them. When we think about them, when we're talking about them, they're alerted somehow. And so when you're calling them into your heart space through a meditation or, you know, just contemplation and, you know, going into memories like I was doing, they're there with you. It's very real. And then the proof is in the pudding a million times, especially when they come in a visitation that night. And so I'm so grateful that I waited another minute or so after the first minute of the practice in the morning that I do when you first wake up, which I've talked about in my dream video. I'm so glad I waited an extra minute or two, or I may not have had access to that memory that I was with him. And it makes me happy because sometimes you get in your head, right? Because my cat, I used to see my cat a lot more than I saw Basil. And I started getting in my head like, well, why is that? Does he not want to be with me? I'm with him all the time. You know, you just don't remember them all unless you put the intention and a little bit of effort to strengthen your dream recall. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I was so stoked to be with him, whether it was just in my meditation, because again, that memory came back that I had completely forgot about the cutesy thing that he used to always do. And I can't believe I forgot it. And I'm so glad that I remembered that by doing the meditation. So yeah, if you want to try a meditation where you're conjuring an emotion or you're conjuring love, and I've talked about this in my other pets and spirit videos, and this just proves that it's real, that when you call them to your heart space, and you are open to any images that come into your mind's eye, or any feelings, any smells, any sounds, they're with you. And don't forget that you're a spirit too. You just happen to be in a physical body right now, but you're a spirit too. So don't ever underestimate your abilities, because you are born with psychic senses, a sixth sense, just like me. I'm no different than anybody else. The only difference is I've put years into honing my mediumship skills. But I come across so many of my clients that are super naturally psychic too. It was just how many, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago I was in a reading. And her cat, they had an amazing bond. And her cat was very strong. He was giving me strong images and so many pieces of evidence. And the cat kept like giving me waves of goosebumps over my whole body, which happens in almost every reading, but it was like a lot more than usual. And I'd be like, whoa, I'm getting lit up with the goosebumps here. And every time I'd say it, she's like, me too, like every single time. She was getting them without me even getting them sometimes when I was saying specific things. So her cat was definitely right there with her while we were in the reading. And I'm like, you're like super sensitive to the spirit world, right? And she's like, yeah, I think I've always had some abilities. So you do have the abilities, the psychic abilities. We're all born with it. We're all just spirit, It's just so many hundreds of years of brainwashing and living in the matrix. A lot of it has gotten kind of turned off. But anyways, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now, but I just want to let you guys know about the experience I had. Just in case you want to, try these meditations, or bringing your pet or your person in spirit. It doesn't have to be a pet, it can be a person, into your heart space, or strengthening your dream recall, and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm all moved in. I've got my computer set up. I've got everything ready to go. So I'm going to be making videos again. I've been getting messages from some of you saying, "What the hell? Where's the videos?" I'm like, sorry. I'm back. And so for anybody who's new here, or for anybody who doesn't know, first of all, please subscribe. Thank you so much. And leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you've had any similar experiences about what I'm talking about. I am a spiritual developing medium. If you would like to book a reading with me to do a reading over video call, which it's done over Facebook Messenger video call, then you can shoot me a message on my Facebook mediumship page, which will be linked in the pinned comment, the top of the comments below. Then I would love to do a reading for you, to connect you to a family member, a friend, or a pet in spirit. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.